and we could not easily be able to trust that for this kind of species that we are looking at. So the key idea is we want to learn a similarity function between these images. What is unique between this category of insects and the other category of insects. And then also, instead of learning a fixed classifier, we'd also be able to learn an embedding space. We need to be able to learn on a whole specific category of this species of insects. So in that space, images of the same species are placed together, and different species are also separated apart from that, so that we can be able to train our machine learning model to pick the differences that exist within this kind of studies. The CMS network that we are proposing here is an embedding network that maps images of 500 vector spaces, and it also trains on samples of triplets. And these triplets end up forming bases within our training architectures of this future planning. So the triplet loss pushes positive pairs together and also tries to extract the negative pairs apart from this kind of cases. What I mean here is tries to bring together similar related pairs.
First using cyber security and artificial intelligence.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ayasiga Reza Adler, a student here at Mountains of the Moon University. I am pursuing bachelor's degree in information and technology, and my area of interest is mostly in AI and prompt engineering.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Singoma. I'm doing EIT here at Mountains of the Moon University. My area of interest is leveraging technology to solve real-world problems, and especially in this era of AI. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Naomi Machel, a student here at Mountains of the Moon University. I'm pursuing bachelor's degree in information technology. So far, I haven't specialized. I want to first explore in different fields, and then I will specialize in.
My name is Isabella Harriet, a student at Mountains University. I'm pursuing Bachelor of Information and Technology. My area of interest is in networking and cybersecurity.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natkunda Rita, a student at Mountains of the Moon University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in information technology. I am interested in anything concerning innovation, research, and technology. So that's why I've come here to speak with this.
Thank you so much. Please. Thank you so much for being here, and indeed you're in the right place. You will have all it takes to achieve even more than your expectations. So once again, I welcome you from the short break. We pray that we innovate and see how these disruptions cannot come in again. But nevertheless, it is good fun because we have heard from our youngsters. So, Mr. Ochen, please. Proceed.
Right. Thank you so much. Sorry for that disruption. So I was explaining on the model that I have here, which I termed as the Siemens network with the triple loss. And why I called it triple loss, it comes from the sample kind of data that I'm picking for my training process of the model. One of the data, I called it the anchor, the other is the positive components of the data, and then the other we count it as negative. So in each of these cases, the model tries to map and find out what weights are shared between them. And after finding the weights that are shared, it picks out those weights and compares those weights with the weights that we have in our data set. Whatever features that are found to be related to the shared weights will be dropped and taken to be components that we can use for our training process, and that will help us to categorize any new image later. So that's the whole process that we are going to use in this study. So on our training data set, we relied on a data set from Insecta 1K data set, and it had different categories of insects. It had 5 categories of insects, and the first category was the Lepidoptera, which had about 350 species and up to 21,458 images. So all in total, we had 1,000 species in our training data set, and 58,742 different images in total that we used for our training process. So we did the pre-processing of these images to standardize them to scale, and we standardized them to a scale of 84 by 84 to make sure that at least all the images that were loading into our model are standard images that we could use to make decisions. Our data set was also split in such a way that we retained 700 images as a base data set and extracted 150 for validation and 150 for the novel species testing. And we did our model training and using a particular procedure. And the first procedure, based on literature, I think we'll share this paper as well for people to look at it. We adopted the ResNet 18, and we decided to initialize it with the ImageNet weights, which are available in a particular space. So we decided to replace the last layer with a 512D embedding and added in an L2 normalization to make sure that we would actually be able to normalize our images that we are extracting from Insecta D for this training process. And then for each epoch, we decided to sample a mini batch of triplets from all the 3 scenarios that we had, the anchor, the positive, and negative. And after sampling mini batches, each of these mini batch was actually passed through a model for training process to take place. And all that moved on until we had our validation. And where we saw results were consistent, we decided to do RS stopping so that we will save our resources. So the performance comparisons, we decided to review how our model that we had trained, our Siemens network, had actually performed in comparison to the other 3 models that we had picked in our literature review. The transfer learning, the matching net, and the prototypical net. So when we look at the performance of this model, if I look at the 5-way, but 1-shot learning, and 5-way and 5-shot learning, which are in blue and green respectively. So you'll see actually our Siemens network gave us accuracy rates of 89.6% compared to the 85, 82, and 60 for the comparative models. That was for the 5-shot learning procedures. And when you look at the 1-shot learning, you'll still see that our Siemens network had a very good performance of up to about 78.3% compared to the 72, 68, and 45 of the respective comparative models. So we believe in this study, based on the results that we got, that our model performed the baseline models that we had in this specific study. We also needed to understand what a training and validation loss would actually be. And if we look at the training loss, specifically the blue barrier, we see there was a rapid initial convergence. And that rapid initial convergence between the first and the 20th epoch showed that our model was capable of learning from the data set that we had. And that was a very good hit, and it gradually went on also refining as we tended towards the 100th epoch. When we look at the validation loss, you also see that there was a bit of some stable convergence that happened without really overfitting coming in as we moved from our 20th up to about the 80th epoch. And that one also gives us a good foresight of good generalization of our model, and it makes us to actually trust that the training process was adequate enough and could actually help us to understand more what we intended to do. So for the 5 different species that we had, we also decided to do a visualization of this and we needed to understand how each of these categories or species would actually be learned if we compare each one to each other. So you will see that the category in red, also if we compare it with others, the model was capable of putting together different categories of insects together, meaning it was capable of categorizing these insects in their respective species categories. So that's also a very good plus that the model could perform very well in categorizing these images in their respective domains. And when we decided to do a bit of visualization on when we compare the number of classes with the number of support examples, you will see that as we're tending towards the 10-shot and the 3-way kind of learning, the model end up having a very high accuracy. The deep blue is accuracies that are tending to almost 100. And you see that the 1-shot 20-way kind of learning had a very lower accuracy. So meaning a recommendation is we needed to have a number of support examples in our model and also different number of classes for us to train our machine learning model to be able to understand what we are trying to extract in these different classifications. And we needed to still do a comparison and understand different parameters. We needed to understand what would happen if we use base models without the triplet component, and what would happen with the distance-weighted sampling, the triple loss and edge normalization for the respective 1-way and 1-shot and 5-shot learning process. And you see that our model, which composed of the triplet embedded inside it onto the Siemens network, had actually very good performance in both the 1-shot and the 5-shot learning. So that is a very good scenario that we could actually be able to adopt this kind of model for future deployment that will help us to categorize these insects. I would conclude by saying that Siemens networks with triplet laws excels at fine-grained insect categorization from few examples. And also it achieves a state-of-the-art performance when we specifically use our Insect1K dataset. And on the embedding space, it captures biologically meaningful features that help us to understand that this model is capable of making decisions in this task of insect categorization. And practically for real-world biodiversity monitoring and basic control, it can also be a very good hint that can easily be adopted, more so for this some kind of insects that come and affect our environment, like what we had in Uganda, those insects which are moving district to district. So if nobody knew a particular kind of insect that had come, it would actually be very tricky for those insects to be managed. So this problem comes in to solve that. And on the future direction, we would extend this to the lab and people stages to understand different insects so that we can easily manage them at such an early stage. And then incorporate attention mechanisms for background cluttering to make sure that we can actually be able to at least reduce the component of noise, the component of distraction in these images. And also probably deploy this in mobile devices for field use. As the biologists are moving the field and you come across this new insect, can you be able to categorize where it belongs? And finally, maybe explore in the future cross-domain transfers and see how we can be able to use the transfer learning component to push to this study. I would want to thank you for listening, and we believe that your insights can help us further this study and see how we can actually be able to push it further. We thank Mountains of the Moon University, where I come from, and Soroti University, where Professor Florence Fishabi comes from, for supporting us throughout this study process. Thank you so much.
A very big round of applause, of course, for this powerful presentation. I have one question for him, then I will allow you to to proceed. I want to know the inspiration of this study. You and Professor, how did you all of a sudden get to think about this? Maybe, I think that is my question. Technical.
Thank you so much, Michael, for this. We were in Soroti one day in the weekdays of the evening hours, and that's the time when the insects were moving around the country. So in Tessoland, it was perceived that this was witchcraft. How can these insects come and land in your ground? And we somehow imagine that, okay, these are known species of insects. What if it was a rare species of insects? What if an insect bite of this nature or stepping on it stone will give you a particular disease? And we don't know these insects. How do we manage it? And we also say management of this was a bit tricky in the very beginning. We did not know what kind of insecticide would kill them, and it was a bit dangerous. So from there we say that there are databases of insects that we could explore and see how we can deploy some kind of machine learning to help us study insects and maybe later come up with a mobile application whereby just by taking a particular image of a particular insect and we load it inside, should actually be able to tell us what species of insect that is, and probably help us to best manage this space. That was the inspiration of this research.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have around 7 minutes to be able to interact with Mr. Chair. So I'll begin with Mr. Karema. The question, please.
Thank you very much for the presentation. My question is about the efficiency of your short method, in the way that what was its efficiency in discriminating, I can say, insect-like species, insect-like imports, for example, like the spiders, the ticks, which resemble insects but are not insects, but they are arachnids. But the method be able to discriminate those insect-like species. And also, how were you taking the shots? Did you distract, like kill the insects, or you would take them flying in the wild? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that question. Would you like to
Let me answer so that we most right. Thank you so much, Mr. Kalema, for that. I think I'll begin from
maybe to supplement Karema. Did you involve people, biologists?
I'm coming to
okay,
that.
thank you.
So first of all, I know my friend Mr. Kalema is worried on how we capture these insects. We may have killed them. We didn't use any primary data. We used secondary data for this particular kind of study. They saw the data set, Insecta, 1K data set, where all these insect species, most of them have been captured. But remember, the world most is just about 2% of what is known in the world. So there's still a lot to be known. So it did not involve any primary data set. On the efficiency, we made reference to ImageNet and also did a bit of transfer learning to understand how this model will perform on every existing data set. So there are the different classifications that exist for this kind of image species. So we feel that for new image species that will come up, that is maybe not categorized as spiders, not categorized as ticks, and probably have similar latent categories like insects, will already be mapped in the other data set. So ImageNet actually can help us more in the transfer learning component within ImageNet data set, can help us to build a better classification of this. So we believe that most of these known species have already been classified in ImageNet, and because they have been classified, we can actually be able to, the model can only be able to classify them in that and pick them away from the insect category. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Another question? Yes.
Thank you very much. My question is, first we talked about the local people being affected by these insects, and at the end of
your name?
Mugabe John.
Thank you.
And at the end of the presentation, you talked about some of the future aspects that you are planning to have in the system was to have that mobile applications, and which when you sum to the little research that I made, it shows that people in Karamoja only 20% have access to smartphones. How are you going to address such people from those people in Karamoja and other distant places? Thank you.
Chair, maybe we can have more.
Yeah, we can have more than we can.
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ochen, for the presentation. My name is Uma. It's good that now we know, I actually didn't know we know less than 2% of insects. So my area of interest is in this system, have we managed to identify new species or maybe increase on that percentage of insects we should know?
Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you very much for that presentation. This presentation is very unique in a manner that many of us may not have thought about. Traditionally, we have looked at our research as reacting to a social problem. Here is a very interesting research where, like the moderator has pointed out, what inspired him? You had him asking that question. Meaning he could not immediately see how relevant this kind of study is. That is exactly what a university should be doing. Universities are not supposed to be merely reacting to social problems, but they should be at the frontier of finding out new knowledge, irrespective of whether there is anybody going to contribute immediately or not. Subsequently, we might find value for it. But even if there is no immediate recipient or immediate consumer of that knowledge, still a university should be able to tap into that knowledge, explain it, and subsequent generations might emerge and start using that kind of knowledge. So I think I like this research not so much for the people in who is leading us, but for the spirit, where you are carrying out research, not so much to solve a particular problem somewhere, but to widen the scope of knowledge. I congratulate you on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah, I just want to supplement on what Professor Amala said and what my colleague, I'm trying to get the name Samuel or James Green. I want to inform you that a number of innovations have come out after people started to some species behaving. You know this fighter jet of US. We just observe how their people does things, and they came up in the morning. So it is very important, and when you look at the pattern of how insects are moving, that is also research which is very, very, very interesting, that even you can get insight, which later, when you put that knowledge, it helps the human being. So it is really a brilliant research. However, I want to ask you some people, just to understand, to help me understand. When I look at the data set, maybe when you go to that slide, then, like for the first category, we had over 350 species, and the total image for each was that. Now, I'm wondering, those 350 species, will they, because I know you talk about category, it has others, were they even their names? I don't know if you understand. You know, if I have a category, a certain family, let us use these things which we understand. The family of insect, they have different species and their names. Was also this given? Yes. The reason why I'm asking this was to come up with your new technology. At the end of the day, you see that you come up with an app on a mobile phone where I register. I just get that, I scan an image, then it will look through the data set, and then it will tell us, okay, this belongs here, this belongs to this family. You get it? So in this data set, are the names listed?
Yes, the names are listed.
Just images, then here, these are listed.
The names were listed.
They are there?
Yes.
Great. That's what I have to understand. Thank you.
Right, so much. Any more? This is just a comment.
I'd like to actually comment on the question. What was the error margin in this one? Because now we have to speak biology. One of the challenges we always have with the systems which use image data is at times the error is at times too big. Because genetics has improved, what can people do?
The site for service. This is a big study. We're not stopping here. We actually plan to take it deeper than this first presentation I'm making, and your contribution helps us to make it better. So maybe I will begin from what my colleague Mr. Mugabe John said about the smartphone access in areas specifically like Karamoja. Now, the smartphone access definitely may be low in some areas, and for now, we may not factor that much in our study. We haven't yet built a system. We're just training models. So we believe that at the point where we have fully functional models, then we can determine the deployment criteria, whether to deploy it in an app or deploy it in whatever kind of system that we shall pick. Yeah. So that is the case, and I think Mr. Kuma also somehow was mentioning some things about system somewhere. We'll discuss about that when we get to that. On managing to identify new spaces, as asked by Mr. Guma. Yeah, so far what we are training this model on secondary data. And we have not really brought any primary data in because of different kind of clearances that you have to do. We haven't done that as of yet, but it's a plan that we're seeking to move next to and see how we can be able to deploy this app in a system and later test it with those kind of new primary kind of images. So when we get to that point, I believe we'll actually be able to pick out images which are not in the system, and those could actually be new innovations that I want to report that we have found a new piece of image in photo. And we see biologists always coming up with these kind of things every time. But we do not understand how are they capable of knowing that this species has not existed if there is no system. Because you cannot know the species which are available. Yeah. So you may report that you have found a new species of an insect when it is new to you, but not new to the one. So if you live with this kind of solution, you should actually be able to give a very nice platform where you can actually be able to confirm and say, yes, this already existed. And you propose. Thank you so much, Professor Omala, for the insight about research reacting problems. We envision a generation of families raised in wall fences, where they are picked in the morning and taken to school and brought back home. So many even think a black ant may be a rare thing in the urban span. So for such a generation, without innovation coming in, they may never be able to know some of these insects. So we believe that systems like this can actually help such generations be able to learn that, okay, there is an insect of this nature and it's poisonous, we avoid it. And I think it can actually be a lot of knowledge that can be given out, which could actually help this new generation, the .com generation, to actually be able to understand what exists in the world, what we have been playing with, that they could also be able to really avoid in case they came across it. Dr. Simon, thank you for this on innovations emerging where studies have been done. It is real. I have an architectural background. I have a bachelor's in architecture. Normally, every project that we do communicates on a particular idea. You will find that the building is a plan and is related to a particular idea. So it is very important if these studies are studied. We need to know how does this insect behave, how does it fly, and could actually help evolve new ideas that could come up maybe in innovations and technology in these construction spaces among these other things, and could help us to actually be able to enrich our kind of study that we are doing. On the key parameters that are measured, okay, when we normally there's what they call the black box theory of deep learning. So like when you deploy a deep learning model, to study an insect image, you may not understand what's being in the back end. But normally, what it does is a comparison. It tries to relate that what features in this image could be existing in this image that may not be in the other image. So now, because of that, the model tries to match and pick those features and make meaning and cluster them together. And so, okay, this insect is 97% related to the other insect. So there are higher chances it's in this category. And even if maybe it has not seen, say up to 20% is related to this, 10% is related to this, but it has never been exposed to a model. Then people can study it further and classify such insects. So that's what actually our Siemens networks also does, to actually be able to understand how these images can be classified. On the error margin that was spoken by my brother, we use different parameters. Just looking at the time frame that has been given. Accuracy is one of the parameters that we use for finding how well these models behave. Other parameters, other performance metrics have also been used. Now, when we look at the error margin, normally our models are not performing up to 100%. But at the point where we're going to deploy this model, say, to a particular system, then we cannot be able to compare and say, okay, this is an image that is in the system. How well has it been able to classify? To understand how well the model has actually been able to learn. Then there we can be able to extract and understand saturated components of this type. It is still very young study, very small bit has been done, and we believe in the future components of it will actually be able to incorporate more and we learn together from it. I thank you so much for this comments that you've given. We'll actually be able to pick this further and see how we can improve our work. And this paper has been accepted for publication, and very soon it will be available online. Make sure, take time and read it. It's a very nice paper. We are proud of the work we did.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chen, for this awesome study and for the very powerful presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to know if there is single lines in the house. Yes? So join hands and we'll come Thank you so much. So, Mr. Dr. Isandugo and Dr. Gina, if you will please prepare to do the next. So, Mr. David Isingoma, you have 15 minutes to talk to us, then you have 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes to interact with you, and we call it we call it the morning. Okay, you can. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, my name is Dissermination David. I'm doing here at the team. I'm transitioning to year 2, becoming academic year. And together with my team, we are here to present to you our research project, which is already posted online. And we are 3 people who are in this project. So we have Dr. Geoffrey, my co-developer, and Mrs. Kennedy. So our project is called for the Photos Free Digital Marketplace for inclusive newcomers in Western Uganda. So we are under the third theme and the single on the projector there. So the background of our project, so we are looking at Poto City and the wider Western Uganda region, spanning Kabarole, Chenjojo, Nyanga, Bujon, Toroko, Kasese, Kamoni, Shigeba, Tabweda, which form one of Uganda's most commercially active and yet digitally and observed trading corridors. So daily, thousands of vendors trade, produce electronics, clothing, building materials and services through open air markets, roadside stores and informal WhatsApp groups, almost entirely outside the structured digital system. This activity remains invisible beyond its vendors' immediate vicinity. The buyer in Kasese cannot discover or find the product in Poto, and the vendor in Chinzojo cannot reach out customers beyond their trading center. So some e-commerce platforms yes exist, but do not fit our context. So they assume bank cards and delivery infrastructure that simply not match Western Uganda's informal economy. So in Western Uganda we have over 10 plus districts. We have thousands of traders and vendors who are doing commerce around the region, but we have no free local built marketplace as of now. So what is our problem statement? The problem statement small businesses across Poto and Western Uganda have no free accessible locally designed digital marketplace to reach out buyers beyond their physical location, leaving thousands of capable, economically invisible in the digital economy. So what are we talking about? So in Poto here and the neighboring districts which make up Western Uganda, we see we have a lot of farmers, we have a lot of producers, we have a lot of people doing different things, we have a lot of people who produce so many products, giving out so many services, but these people are digitally invisible. So as a team, we have to come up with this digital marketplace. So what will this marketplace be doing? The marketplace will be able to bring those people on board and online participate in this digital economy. So first of all, we have the reasons why these traders or people doing things remain digitally invisible. First of all, we have digital exclusion. So due to the absence of a free locally focused marketplace existing in Western Uganda, so prior to this project, some platforms are urban centric and do not favor the local traders. So most of you know these platforms, the way they operate, most of them are centered in urban centers. They do not reach out to vendors who are at a low span. So we also have geographical limits. So we are seeing that some vendors are confined within walking distance of their store with no means of reaching buyers in neighboring towns. So, for example, we have some local markets here. For example, we have the Banga market, we have Kabondera market. But you find that a trader is trading only within the scope of the location of the business. So, as innovators, what do we look at? We look at that trader who is operating in the Banga market. What if it happens that he gets customers from the neighboring districts of Kasese, neighboring districts of Nyangabu, neighboring districts of Chenjojo? What will happen? And how will he or she be able to access those clients? So, what do? We have to provide a digital marketplace where every trader or every buyer or every client can connect and be able to do commerce around the region. So that's why we came up with this project on which we will be able to connect buyers and sellers across the region. So we have cost barriers. So existing e-commerce platforms charge registration fees, monthly subscriptions, or sales commissions that most local traders simply cannot afford. So you might be asking yourselves, why is this platform free? So we are trying to promote a digital economy whereby even a trader who cannot afford these e-commerce platforms that charge registration fees is able to do what? Is able to promote trade at the convenience of his what? Of his economy. So we are going to look at the research objectives of this project. So what does this project set to achieve? So first of all, to design a free marketplace. So we built a digital platform with zero cost barriers, no registration fees, no commission, and no hidden charges for both vendors and buyers in Western Uganda. Number two, leverage frontier tools. So we anchored the entire user experience to WhatsApp, the communication tool or channel that already is trusted and used by overwhelming majority of the target population. So as we are developing this platform, so we looked at how to design our system. So we already have vendors who actually, most of the vendors who are businesses, or most of the people who are offering services, most people who are offering products, they have what? They have WhatsApp accounts, or they are using WhatsApp. But we looked at how can we use WhatsApp to do what? To market our products. So we have had so many people creating groups, even that we have 1,000 people, they have a certain WhatsApp group where they are doing their e-commerce. But for us, we looked at how can we merge those WhatsApp groups? How can we merge different vendors who have WhatsApp account into one marketplace? So that's why we integrated WhatsApp in this marketplace so that that can be a form of communication for every vendor. Since everyone or almost every trader has a WhatsApp account or a WhatsApp platform. So number three, we look at enable local discovery of products. So this platform allows buyers to search and filter products by category, price, range, and district. So surfacing genuinely relevant nearby results instead of generic listings. So number four, we have deploy and validate in the real world. So we moved beyond the prototype and launched this platform and onboard real vendors and buyers and users are able to access this platform. So the methodology we use. So you know, we are still young and we happen to employ a methodology which actually we never knew about. But when we went to make a research, we found that we were able to do a research which came out to be called a design science research approach. So what does this approach do? So this project followed the design science research methodology, an approach centered on building and rigorously evaluating a real aspect, solve identified organizational and community problem rather than only theorizing what a solution. So first of all, we did needs analysis, directly engaging with the vendors and buyers into the markets to identify the real pain points and trading habits. So iterative design. So we went ahead to wireframe and prototype the WhatsApp first user experience, refined through repeated feedback cycles. We went ahead to develop the real platform. We built a scalable, low-cost shared hosting compatible web platform suited to the local infrastructure context. So we went ahead to deploy the platform. We happened to launch this platform last month, which is May, and we have seen some vendors and buyers have already begun to use the platform. So we run the evaluation, ongoing vendor onboarding, usage and observation, and continuous improvement based on the behavior. So we are already using the platform, or people are already using the platform, so we are seeing the performance and how the platform is working and operating. So how the system works, or the architecture of the user flow. So if you're a vendor, you will access the platform, register for free and list products with photos, pricing and other product details. So the platform will host listings, organize the category and the districts. Then, what does the buyer do? The buyer searches or browses to discover relevant products. Because very many people will upload products, so all of them will not be displayed on the interface. So what we did, we provided a search bar whereby a user or a buyer can go on the platform, search products, because there are so many. So when you search a product, you're able to get relevant products or the real product you have searched for, as we shall be seeing when we shall be demonstrating the platform. So, WhatsApp. So, instead of integrating payments or real purchase, so we integrated what we call WhatsApp purchase. So, whereby on each product there is a WhatsApp button, whereby a user or a buyer, if he or she wants to buy a product, he or she wants to buy a product, you will be able to tap on the WhatsApp button, which will take him to the inbox of the vendor with a pre-filled message containing the product details and all the other information about the vendor. So, key features of this platform. So, we have free vendor stores. So any vendors are offering a store using only WhatsApp number and basic business details, which are compatible for any vendor or local trader. So we have district filtering. Buyers now results to their own district or genuinely relevant matches. So let's say that you are in Port Porto, or let's say you're in Kasese. So you want to purchase a product. You may think that we have vendors in Port Porto, we have vendors in Kasese, but they are all offering the same products. But for you, you want those products. So what shall you do? You want to leave Kasese vendors, then you go to what? Port Porto vendors to buy products. So what you will do, you will search products according to what? According to your district. Or else, if you have other considerations, you are considering to buy what? You are considering to buy a product. But otherwise, if you have to look for products around you, you can search or filter using your district location. So we have the 5 vendor badges. So the first thing that signals confirm legitimate sellers, cautious buyers. So on this platform, where do you know that this is a genuine buyer or a genuine vendor? So our platform provides that verified. Okay. So our platform provides that verification badge to trusted vendors. Then others are talked about the WhatsApp contact. So simply, how do vendors register and start selling? So the vendor will visit the platform, register with basic business details and other information, then log into his dashboard, add product listings, and receive the fulfilled orders when buyers and customers contact him or her. So how do buyers find and contact traders? So a buyer will have to access the platform without creating an account. So the buyer will search products or browse products on the platform, then able to view details, then tap on the WhatsApp button to link him to the what? To the buyer, to the vendor. So results and adoption, real-world deployment and all adoption. So the platform is live, and most of you now can be able to access it on www.portoishop.online. So you can visit the platform and see how the platform works. So we have 10 product categories listed on the platform, and that's what we are able to provide. So the platform is free for everyone. So we are looking at sector impact, or what the platform will be able to do, or what impact will it create on the community. So we are looking at the Photo City as a tourism city. So we don't expect that tourists coming to Photo will be able to move around town looking for what? Looking for products. So that's why we made this platform, so that if the tourist is coming, is able to do what? Is able to buy products, access products, online, anything, or any other thing that he wants to do. So simply, let's look at the Lake platform. In the 2 to 3 minutes. So this is the platform we are talking about. So this is how it looks like. So we already have vendors who have already registered with us, and these are their products. They have already what? They have already listed alongside the 20 categories that we are able to do what? To provide. So when you try to check, you will see what? You will see some products already listed on the platform. So when you want, let's say you want to buy this product, what will you do? So for those who have smartphones, you will be able to access the platform. Then tap on this WhatsApp button. You will see that it will link you to the inbox of the vendor who is on Kesa Beauty, with all the product details and the preview message. So we are able to provide some information on how the platform works, so that those who visit the platform by mistake can be able to see how the platform works, because it is already indexed and information is everywhere about this platform. So the platform is able to filter out the latest products and the top vendors who are already using the platform. So these are the top vendors who have already listed products. So we have one from India who has already listed 67 products, and you see he's already having the one, he's already having a verification badge. So we have some quick links below about the contact, terms and conditions, name, and other one.
Thank you so much. For the great presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to interact with Mr. Singoma. If you need more information about his application, you'll have to visit it and be able to explore more. So if you have questions or comments for Mr. Singoma, you're welcome. Yes, please.
Okay, I will give us the details.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Singoma, for the great idea that you have. I just had one or two things to ask. Just one basically, the business model that you intend to deploy. I had the word the free marketplace. How free is the free?
It's a simple. How do you make money? How I follow and make money? That's the easiest. That was my question.
Okay. Another one. Mine is just appreciation. Thank you. I'm glad that you are a bachelor student and you're doing something good. Mine is about in the future when you're writing the objectives, you first got objectives of the research. Since you use the design method, you should use the same flow, which was the design science method, which was investigating or analyzing, then design, develop, deploy, and and evaluate. That one would be the objective. What you have put here are outcomes, or functionalities. They are not objectives. Like number 3 is not an objective. So your objectives will follow the other sequence which you have. You cannot start designing minus interacting with your farmers to analyze, to find out the challenges, to find out the products. What I'm saying, using the design science steps which you have there, those ones will be your objectives. Okay. Lastly, is I wanted to know more about analytics. Which analytics you have? Can you show where these buyers coming from? Can you come and generate maps of where specific these buyers are coming from? Which products are they buying? So that you can show in a map that this product is more about, maybe they just view it and they don't buy it. This one they buy it, and the people who are buying maybe they buy it at this time, or that analytical part of it. It is there, it will be good to help to make decisions.
Let me just add, I'll ask the other question, how phrase it, and the other question will be, how will you be information sustaining the product? The other question will be, how are you creating awareness? The other question is, how the skills of the people uploading, are they trained? Because you say that vendors register themselves. The other thing is, I wanted to know why you're using the subcontracts. Are you not, my worry is, there's a lot of cyber security. I'm worried if my contacts are displayed everywhere, am I not risking as a vendor? Get a point. I think no one, not everyone wishes to see that their contacts are exposed. Because not everyone who comes to your platform is a genuine person. There are those who want to use data, who are collecting, and so on. But one way I'm proposing to make money, when you attract traffic, I think that should be one of the goals. Attract as many people onto the platform. Then, when the MTN and other things they want to advertise, they will come to you. You know, that's how you might make money. Get a point. Get as many vendors and convince us, even when I want to advertise. I was okay. How many people do you have on this platform? Get it. And then we give you money. That would be one way. Otherwise, this is a web which is well posted, and I don't know how you post it. You need money, pay for that posting fee. So I think you say it's digitally free. Because even these sellers, the vendors, when they make profits, they are going to make profits. So you may have to find a way how you are going to charge them. You may not need to charge them a lot, but at least they should be part of what? Part of to pay some part of money whenever they make profits. But how will you know that they are making profits? Because we are hoping them to display their products, and may not, I don't know, do you have a mechanism in how you track what's looking for example, when I go to your website, I mean, I'm interested in Rolex, and I click on Rolex. Is that just like that? Do you track that? Did I even buy? Does someone buy for that?
Yes, they are going to WhatsApp.
Again, see what I'm saying? So you need to think about it. But nevertheless, it is a good idea. But I would say that if you try to find out from existing digital shops, we all know Jumia. You all remember, is it LXN? So is that one which one? It came in quickly before Jumia. Even they used to advertise it on NTV. But I think it was a Kenyan name, should have been from Kenya. OLX had, yes. Within a short time, we no longer see what? That could be an insight, what would have happened OLX.
Objective number one.
Yes, what will happen? So that you set, because what you are doing, you don't want also it to fail. I know you are targeting for Portugal, but this thing might end up, I might be in Kampala, is a product I want in Portugal, and so on processed anyway. If I can see it, I'll say, oh, it's in Portugal, maybe buy it, maybe put it on a basket. So you may have to think about it, so that you avoid such things in the future. But it's a good idea to your level, and you have this. It's something really, really interesting. I want to confess, when I was in first year, in the first year, when I was studying, if you can do this, that's what I told you. Before you spend 3 years, you are 3 years here, you're in IT, you are going to spend 3 years. You are almost 2 years, 1 year off, you have 2 more years. That's what I was telling your colleagues who were here. Are you aware in present? Before you leave the university, the 3 years you spend at the university, what are you getting out of it? That's the game changer. As you are struggling to look for a job, at least you have something keeping you busy. Here I go. And I'm really impressed that you are really trying to have something. Those are the comments. Thank you.
So,
you can take them as comments.
You can take them as comments, such that we really
maybe only money.
So, for us, as we are developing this platform, or as we are coming out with this platform, so we saw that when you want something to be okay, like people to capture it or to adopt it, at first you have to make it free. So as a person, you have to remain that if I capture a lot of traffic or a lot of traffic, I know very many people will find it hard to leave the platform because they already doing what? They're already getting profit. So that is what we are targeting as implementers.
It's a good thing. Otherwise, if you had made it to pay, you even have gotten anyway.
Yeah.
So first, that's a brilliant idea. First capture them, just like WhatsApp. Whoever goes to WhatsApp doesn't want to empty. Yes. Doesn't want more. I think that is great. That's a great idea. So you are planning in the future. So you're here telling us it is free, so actually you go and give you that data you want. Give you that data. Then after that, use it. It's okay.
So someone asked me that how are we creating awareness. So first of all, we never presented that slide where we had the challenges we were facing as the developers. So that was one of the challenges we are facing. So even getting these 48 people who have already registered on the platform, it was just by word of mouth, just
one-on-one.
You move around. Yes, because in the time we launched this platform, we are going to for end of semester exams. So the people who have already registered, it was by God's grace.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isingoma. Thank you so much. This is a very interesting project. We would have loved to hear more from you, but because of time, we will be able to stop at this place. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to give one general comment, then we welcome the next presenter. I would like to talk about something called IPOs. What is IPO in full? IPOs? Kenya Pipeline IPO, the Dangote IPO. Nobody has heard about that. Okay, child, use Google. IPO in full. IPO. Now,
are you asking?
Yes. Everyone.
Initial public offer.
Initial public offer. Thank you so much, Dean. So those who are on Google, our Dean is very informed. So Dean, the reason why people in the US, why Elon Musk has been able to get $1 trillion it is not because he has done a lot of hard work. It is because of the IPO. He sends out an idea and people are seated there ready to put in money. And it is a different step in Africa. We have been talking about commercialization and other things that would lead. If this student has a very good idea, people can, if he got 1,000 people giving him 1 million, that means he has a lot of money, yes, to be able to, that is approximately 1 billion. And 1 billion, that means he's able to reach the Jumia kind of investment, and things get out from there. So one of the reasons why Africa will remaining behind is the inability to be able to set up such things. Even if you look at Zuckerberg, he didn't have money, but the moment people saw the idea, they had to give him the first 1 billion. And in fact, they wanted to buy Facebook for even less than a billion. So we need to think about that, because it is the only way how innovation can really move. Using a local, then the mentality that we need to get money from outside is also a very big thing that is killing us. Thank you so much for giving that very wrong comment. I would like to welcome the next presenter. Or is there anyone who wants to add on that?
Yes, I think what you said, from my personal experience, you know, our IT field, wherever we are, it's a little bit very, very competitive. And whatever we develop is not that we are going to get money then and then, like what Jack said. Because you can develop an app, you can develop a software, keep it to yourself, and you can't get anything out of it. But once you develop it, even if it's very cheap and you give it out, people are using it. Whoever is going to use it first is going to tell someone about it, and also tell someone about it. By the end of the lesson, that team of aims is full of telecom engineers. So you see people that are taking our jobs. They're just mad. Now, these guys came from Chambo University, because those are the but they are students. But even then, they had friends battles with the management and so on. Sometimes good to appreciate people are putting resources to do. But once they saw this big deal, they said, let's go away from that. From that university, they started their own company. Okay. Now, guess what? Even it, you know how hard it is. The challenge is that is happiness. Now, what have we decided as master? For how long are we going to keep on moving from the other? So I wrote a simple concept, and I told the university. I saw an opportunity. Before even they announced me proposal, concept, I submitted. There was a lot of resistance. Even getting it was like a research group which I was leading, but even getting there, already people were fighting us. Why? They are looking at after the money we are going to get. And indeed for us we are saying this system, logically we told them the system we are going to develop is for the university. Who doesn't want that? Even the copyrights. You get it? But once you move out of must, you go elsewhere. You have to pay. You have to pay. The royalties I was talking about. You get it? And soon, in fact, must holding the company which is managing the system, they're about to roll it out. It's a very, very good system. It seems it's now the first years who are second years who are using it. But the point I'm trying to raise here is that I know the cost of I'm an expert in software engineering. That's where my expertise is. The cost of sitting down and developing a software is not easy. But now AI has simplified that. I was sharing with one of my former students. In fact, I was learning from him. He said, no, now, doctor, what you need is to have a very good written formal specification requirement. Like the requirement, the way it is. Then the rest, AI can generate the code, can do everything for you. And that's what I was telling you, that even if AI is there, but you must have the skill. In fact, as we are sharing, but this requirement, this missing, this is missing, is recording. Then finally I refined it, and I asked him how far will they go? Don't worry. Then he was asking, you think how much should I charge them? I said, but now, get that client, charge him cheaply, he will take you to others. After all, nowadays you no longer write these hard codes. AI can generate for you codes, not like in our times. Again. So, as we are here, I'm speaking to students and graduates. Let's make sure that we use our time very, very, very well. Let us get that. It's the skills. The difference is going to come out. All of us are going to graduate. All of us. But when you go in the field, which skill do you have? It's very, very, very important. What are you moving out at? Yes, even if I wake up like this, they tell me this. I heard of you saying network, cyber, and so on. If that is your interest, focus on that. So, that's what I came to share. If we develop a system, let it out like what Jack was saying. Let people use it. You never know. So you get other clients from that. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to thank you so much for being here and for listening to the presenters and sharing freely your comments to the presenters. Without wasting much of our time, allow me to welcome Dr. Isa Nduko and Dr. Edwin to present to us.
Now, I remember Isa.
Yeah, you remember Isa. What do you remember about Wilson? Okaka? Yes. Is Wilson Okaka here? Wilson Okaka?
I was trying to swear we had met before,
yes.
Before here. But now when I see your topic,
yes.
I remember.
Remember.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's a very interesting topic.
Is Wilson Okaka here? Well, Wilson Okaka?
I have not seen him.
Okay.
So what I want to do online. But we want to present in Cecilia, the second author. Cecilia, where is Cecilia?
She was presenting that side.
Hey.
Cecilia.
Not Cecilia. Syria.
Cecilia.
Syria. Syria Amanya.
I think she's out, but she's around.
She's around, okay. So Isa, your time begins now. Thank you so much, Chair. Thank you, colleagues, for giving me the audience to share with you this presentation. My name is Isa Ndungo, and we are working in collaboration with Dr. Edwin as the lead investigators for this project. This project is headed by RIF3, that is the Research and Innovation Fund of MU. And we also, in this project, we also have the mentorship component, where we work with our students of mathematics. And with me, in this room, I have Binta. Binta is on the team, and Emmanuel. Emmanuel is leading a team of around 52 mathematics teachers who are being mentored through this project to understand what exactly we are doing. So what are we doing and what are we proposing? We are proposing a hybrid mathematics laboratory. And in this lab, we want to have two components. One is manipulatives. Manipulatives, these are tools, objects that can be used in teaching and learning mathematical concepts. And then we shall have the digital tool, where we have an interactive platform for learning different concepts of mathematics. In this aspect, we know there are many digital platforms for learning online. Even AI is there, but also we have other platforms for learning math. But these platforms online are, first of all, some require internet, some require subscription, and then they are not tailored to Ugandan mathematics. So ours is tailored to Ugandan mathematics. Two, it doesn't require internet, it is offline. Okay? But the subscription can come in later, maybe when we have developed it fully, and then we do copyright and other things. So when we go into commercialization phase, the subscription can come in later. But at the beginning, we want it's going to be free, so that people can start using it. The method we use in our title, we are calling it design thinking, and this is emphasized by RIF of MMU, that when you are developing innovation, you need to use the design thinking approach. I will show you where we are in this project as far as the 6 stages of design thinking are. Now, in this presentation, I want to have it in 3 phases. One, I want to just give a background. Maybe I take 10 minutes, and I will invite the 2 students. One will take us through the Uganda Mathematics tool platform that we have developed, and another is going to illustrate the sample manipulators. We have developed so many, but we have samples here, just for you to see what exactly we are doing. So what is the issue here? We are looking at mathematics as one of the subjects that is kind of abstract in nature. When you are teaching solving simultaneous equation, and they tell you how do you teach, how do you bring this one the concept to the learner so that they really see where the concept solving simultaneous equation, logarithm, integration. So the concepts are kind of abstract, and then the new curriculum, the lower secondary curriculum, requires that now you bring this concept to reality. So in our project, we are trying to work on that issue. Then we have procedures are memorized but not understood. Especially when now you don't know, you don't understand. I remember when Dr. Edwin was teaching milieu analysis, I would just program that a sequence converges when it is monotonic. I didn't understand what does it mean by a sequence to converge when it is monotonic. But when you go down and you see this convergence of sequence, it's an important concept that is used, especially even in computer science. If you want to reach somewhere, they use convergence. If you want to reach at a certain point, you need to use the concept of convergence. to reach at a certain point. So these are the concepts you're talking about. So mathematics is being taught using rote learning, where people just memorize the concept that they don't have the application. And then you just have the procedures. But then the concept is not there. So if the concept is missing, then application will be a problem. So we are trying to work on that. Then, of course, limited manipulatives, like I've told you, that some concepts, if you tell a mathematics teacher, can you get a learning aid to illustrate this concept? Definitely they will not figure it out. Connection between mathematics and real life. We are working on that, and then the confidence and motivation of learners to learn this subject. So those are the things we are working on. And then I told you that we use the design thinking theory, where we empathize with the teachers, and we found out the most topics which are a bit highly affected. But when you put them on a scale, you find almost around 95% of the topics require that we really include them in this project. So what does this mean? What we have done? We have tools. We have three things in the equation that must lead us to deeper mathematical understanding, and we produce a learner who understands mathematics and can put it into practice. So we are talking about the physical manipulatives, and then what we have called the Uganda mathematics tool, digital tool, and then we are saying these two must work under guidance of the teachers. So those three, when you put them together, we expect that you will come up with a deeper mathematical understanding, and you produce a teacher, or a learner who is able to put mathematics to life. So what we have done, one is we did empathize. We empathized through literature, and then teacher needs assessment. We are working with the practitioners, teachers in the field, to develop these models, but also our service teachers, so that when they go to the field, they already have the expertise to work on these models, and also use our Uganda mathematics digital tool. So we had a needs assessment, and it was anonymously agreed that this is a real problem that they are facing, and we are coming out to give help. So one of the aspects that came out is that understanding classroom mathematics is really challenging. Many people just want to teach procedures, but the concept and the real life application is not there. Then in terms of defining the different concepts, we identified the different mathematical concepts, but also to give you a background, maybe at the beginning of 2022, we had a project where we did a framework of using indigenous materials and ICT tool in teaching STEM. And we have a framework for all that in terms of biology, chemistry, physics, and math. We have a framework that illustrates every concept in the lower secondary curriculum. Every concept we have identified the local materials and the ICT tools that are required to illustrate or to teach us those concepts. So we picked out now in 2023, we picked out one of the ICT tool that we had identified in teaching geometry, and that was GeoGebra. So we did the training. We trained teachers in the Luzon region on the use of GeoGebra in teaching transformation geometry, and a number of papers about that have been published. Now we developed a model called the GeoPeak. It's geometry pedagogical improvement cycle, which recommends that for you to teach mathematics well, you need to integrate the ICT and then the manipulative, because there are places where there are no ICT. Then they can be more of manipulatives. And then where there is ICT, then they can blend the two. So that is now the framework which we are implementing in this project to see now how can we bring this to life. The ideation stage, of course, that's what we have come up with, and the ideation that we need a physical and a digital solution to solve this problem. And then the prototypes, we have developed the manipulatives, and we have brought some few there. And then we have also the prototype for the mathematics digital tool for the lower secondary school. And then the next stage 5 and 6, that's where we are going testing. And then implementing. We need to test them, and then we refine. Like these models, we need to use. We have used just simple materials. We need to use durable materials so that the models can be reused within in the classes for more than once. So basically, we have stage 4 of the design thinking approach, and then we are left with two stages to do that. Where do we want to go? This is how we want. This is where we are going. That when you are in the classroom, what we call the hybrid mathematics lab, we should have the manipulatives and we should have the digital aspect where learners are able to integrate the two and understand mathematics. You know, mathematics requires visualization. Anything in math, you need to visualize to see. In order for you to understand the concept, you need to see. And 95% of mathematical concepts they require visuals. There are few where you can just do analytically. Secondly, you realize that mathematics requires someone to have a kind of a graphic view in his mind. But the reality is, in class we use a plain chalkboard and then you draw a graph and you tell the learners to draw the same in a squared book. So what they are copying something from a plain board, but you want them to put it in what? In a squared book. So we are saying we could liberate technology to do that, and that's where GeoGebra comes handy in that. In that project, we are emphasizing that people could use GeoGebra as a dynamic chalkboard for graphing, but also our mathematics digital tool has also embedded the different graphics for the different concepts of mathematics. So this is where we want to be. We want a classroom mathematics to look like that, and that's what we are calling the hybrid mathematics lab. So what we have done, these are some of the models we have done for the manipulatives, and they are developed by our students here who are studying mathematics. We have presented them to the teachers. We have had stakeholder engagement with mathematics teachers within Photo City, and in that discussion, we are suggesting to have this lab at Nyakasura School so that it can work as a demonstration lab. Why? Because Nyakasura is a center of SESMAT, where all mathematics teachers, STEM teachers, related STEM subject teachers come for SESMAT sessions, and they can use the lab to do PDs. So we are working on that, and that's where we want to go. So far these are available, but we need now to go, after testing and see if this is okay, we need now to go to the second stage of improving them using the durable materials. So we have had a number of engagements, we have discussed with the teachers on that. Then we have the ICT tool. This is the interface of our Uganda Mathematics Toolkit, but I want to invite Binta, my student, to come and take us through the presentation. Dr. Edwin is behind the development of this digital tool. But like I've told you that in this project we have mentorship aspect, so we always want our students to support us in presenting this and also learning. So I want to close the presentation here so that Binta will take us through the mathematics toolkit, and then Emma will just demonstrate a few of the models, and that will end our presentation. So I want to close this so that I can invite Binta to come and show us, illustrate how our mathematics toolkit works. I thank you for listening, and I usher in Binta, please. You can come and take us, maybe you open directly from the folder so that people can see how it looks like, because this is something simple where we have it in a folder, it's offline. You open from there and it opens and you start interacting with it. I thank you. Binta, take over. Can maximize.
Thank you so much. Good morning once again. My name is Jonathan Binta. I'm a student doing a Bachelor's of Science with Education in Mathematics and Computer Studies and with the aid of our facilitators, we are able to develop the mathematics, the Uganda Mathematics Mobile Kit, and this platform presents the O-level NCDC syllabus, that is the one we normally know as the new curriculum, which is aimed at improving on the education system, changing it from theory-based to practical-based. So this interface provides the 4 classes in O-level. That is where we have Senior 1, Senior 2, Senior 3, and Senior 4. And in O-level, for this new curriculum, we decided to check this education system into 4 themes. That is numbers, patterns and algebra, geometry and measures, data and probabilities. So these are the 4 main aspects that we have in O-level, and these 4 aspects, they keep on recurring from Senior 1 to Senior 2 to Senior 3 and Senior 4. So we can take an example if we select Senior 1, and for the first topic in Senior 1, that is concerning numbers. So when we select numbers, and maybe here we shall talk about a given aspect. So if we are to check on the topics given, if we check numbers, it provides here the section whereby we have an interacting example, an interacting surface whereby we are a learner and a teacher is able to visualize on how the system works. So if, for example, we take this topic for patterns and algebra, so here it says number patterns, enter a sequence of numbers separated by commas. The toolkit finds the pattern and predicts the next term. It is all about hands-on practice whereby the learner is able to interact with the system and gets instant feedback. So for example, it says enter sequence, comma separated. So for example, if we put in a sequence, let's say 1, 3, 6, 9, 12. So we say analyze. So when we analyze, the system will automatically generate a graph for us showing the sequence of how numbers appear. So how is this system important to help a learner to understand? Here it shows the steps on how it reached on drawing the given graph. It says look at each item carefully, count how many terms are given, and note their values. So the learner goes to the next step. Then you find the differences. Subtract each term from the next term. If all differences are equal, arithmetic or linear pattern. If differences are not equal, check for multiply or divide pattern. So when you go to next, it shows that the difference are not constant. Look for a multiply or power pattern. So this is how the learner will be able to interact with the system, since it is a hands-on practice, and we know mathematics, it is all about visualization. If you just take homework, the learner will not understand. And again, our system has a platform whereby it shall give an example. It shall give an example. For example, there is this question that says, a border rider earns 5,000 shillings one day, the second day earns 8,000, the third day earns 11,000, that is on the third day. If the pattern continues, how much does he earn on the 5th day? So the learner now goes ahead to calculate. If you calculate and then you bring your answer. So let's take an example that we calculated a given answer and we put in our answer. So for example, if we check, if this is the answer that the learner has gotten and then he checks, the system will say, no quite, try again, or use the hint. It means that the answer has been wrong. So the system is able to mark the learner, and if you get the answer correct, it will show you that the answer is correct. So how does the learner understand? If he failed to get the answer correct, how will the learner get the answer correct? There is something here that says, so show solution. So the learner will be able now to come here and see the solutions by following the given steps, and then he sees the direct answer that was the correct answer. So that is how the learner can interact with the system. Or maybe if there are other topics that seem to be difficult, for example in Senior 4, there is this topic there is this topic about geometry and measures. This topic, most of us we used to find challenges in understanding it, whereby teachers could draw different shapes, finding angles, finding dimensions, but now this system will give us a platform on if a learner wants to study a given topic, or if the teacher wants to teach a given topic, this system will simplify the abstract content. For example, if we are studying cuboids having the 3D planes, if we are studying the 3D planes, for example, if it is a cuboid and a plane, and then here we shall select that the cuboid with dimensions, if we use the original dimensions that have been given, for example, we have a cuboid with sides A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and the given line which is AB, and there is a point K on that very point, on that very dimension, and another point M on a given side. Let's say CD. So here we put the distance for the exact question that you have been given. Let's say if it is 3 centimeters. So we calculate, and now on calculating, it will visualize on how this line meets the shape exactly, rather than you cramming on how this cuboid appears and you try to understand on how the line comes. So the system will be able to draw for the learner, and the learner will be able to internalize and understand. Then here it will show you the practical down after you understanding. For the CPC, as we know, the CPC is all about hands-on practice and what will the learner benefit from, or how will the learner benefit after studying. So it shows where this is used in real life. The learner will be able to understand that after studying how angles have come to happen, how do patterns come to happen, where are they used in real life. So this system gives a platform whereby the learner will be able to understand how this aspect is used in real life, and down there is the last aspect that shows the possible career paths. Where will you be employed after studying mathematics? Rather than cramming mathematics as just numbers, but the real application of mathematics in mobile life. Thank you so much.
So I have Emmanuel briefly, just in 2 minutes, to illustrate the models.
Thank you so much. My name is Emmanuel Mugabe, and I'm a teacher of mathematics, economics. And I'm also a student here in year 2, and here as physical science, if I'm correct. Now, with the mathematics, we have all had visualizing. You have to understand things which are practical. Now we came out with the kind of our teachers, our lecturers, we came out with these manipulatives. Now we are on the stage of these are prototypes. So, but anytime we can improve all of these ones using durable materials. Now, this one is a 3D shape. It shows all the shapes. Now, this one, you can see, it helps us to calculate surface area, total surface area. When they're asking you to calculate the surface area, you know how to calculate it. Then still, you know how many distance of nets. You know, this shape has these nets. Now, on that, we came out with a book. This is a 3D unfolding shapes and models. This one corresponds with this one. So now if you want, now like this one is a triangular prism. How do you know the total surface area? You first know the nets. This one has three rectangles and two triangles. Now if you want folding, you just pull. It's not magic. So you see, you pull and it forms itself. But then you see that out of the three rectangles and two triangles, they can come up with this this shape. Then, still, when I now this one is for the cone. You know, it has this the net of it and its surface area. You can graduate to this one. Still, you again pull and it. You can see whatever, anything you want, you can, it's a matter of you knowing, then you just put it for you know the shape you're going to form out. Then we came out with, we know trigonometry is very difficult. No, you don't think of the side return, no matter what, they're very different. For learners to understand, there are those questions when we are applying trigonometry. That calculate the height of the cliff, calculate the height of the building. Now, angles of elevation. Now, what the runner does is a matter of a runner walking a distance from that cliff or that building or whatever they have taught him or how to calculate. Then he will be able to measure the distance. Now, using this instrument of ours, you see it has a protractor. This one is just for measuring angles. Then we know when you have one side and you have an angle, you are able to calculate the other side or the head. Now what do you do? A runner brings, there is this one, it is there is this casing there. A straw. So, you just put it in your eye, then you don't laugh. Then put it in your eye, after putting it in your eye, the runner will be able, as he is getting away from the building where he is, he will be able to know. Then after when he does it, this protractor, we have this one is the stop, we said we shall improve all this. But whenever you reach somewhere, it stops. Whenever you see somewhere, it stops. This is just a demonstration. Now, what we do, a runner will look through this straw. Then he will keep seeing. Until when he sees this top of the cliff, he stops from there. Then this one will lead the angles. Now if you have the angle here and you have the distance where you have walked, you will be able to calculate using the Sokatoa. Then from there, we came out with these algebraic tiles. The algebraic tiles will help us solve equations. Linear equations, quadratic equations and some simultaneous, actually all of them. Now, we have cards, all the tiles inside. This one is for quadratic. There are very many here, suppose they're not. But using this one, we can calculate all the equations. If you have a linear equation, it's a matter of knowing. I have tiles and I have small tiles. Just replacing. When you're calculating for quadratic, it's a matter of a student, the ability of a student to make the rectangle, to qualify him to pass the answer, the question. Then we came out with these graphs. This is a bar graph builder. It shows, now for instance, it shows difficulty delta. It's not continuous. You reach here, you stop. Even this one can also be used in geography. Then you reach here, you stop, then like that. Then you have also, there's a difference. This one shows continuous. When you reach at 10, you begin from 10, you continue straight like that. So they are all bar graph. Yeah. Then we came out with this interactive. For this one, it shows all the shapes. This one. It can also be used in geometry and construction. When the learner wants to know how a square looks like, it's a matter of him or her just putting this one. He puts it like this, then this one qualifies it to be. When he wants, let's assume he wants a trapezium, it's a matter of coming in, you see how it is coming, okay? He keeps on interacting with very many, that's why I came with this one. I wanted to demonstrate more, but because of time. So there are very many. We have the way our doctor has told you, we have the laboratory, and we we want to put as soon as possible for demonstration. And with those very many words, I have this smoke here.
Okay, so thank you so much. That's what we have for now, and we shall welcome the comments.
Chair of the session is on.
Okay, so I thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. Let's clap hands for Dr. Isa. I think everybody will learn mathematics in this classroom. So the myth of math being hard will be demystified. So let's have a few questions so that Dr. Isa and his team will be able to respond to it. Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you very much. This task is very wonderful because I think we are going to get many more mathematicians. But there is still a problem somewhere. And the problem is that of language. If you look carefully, you find that areas where we have had scientists and mathematicians, and what have you, are taught in their mother tongues. If I may ask, if you want to teach simultaneous equations, what is the Lutoro word for simultaneous equation? Or, let's go to chemistry. What is the Lutoro word for an atom or a molecule? I want the students to really understand this concept. How do I get this concept to them? Because I think without students really conceptualizing their mother tongues, there's going to be a problem. Already, in Uganda, there are something working on to address this concern. They are trying to see how to translate these concepts into local languages. For example, DNA now they call it Ndagabutonde. The effort is still in its infancy stage. I think you might be doing a very good job here, but unless you address the question of language, you'll have a bit of a problem. That's my concern. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We can have another question from Dr. Simon.
So mine is not a question. I think I've met, this is the third time I'm presenting work, and I see it as very good. And maybe I can ask you to give you enough time to demonstrate. I'm really impressed, and thanks for the great work we are doing. Mathematics. And we know mathematics leads almost everything. Even those who are in history, you can't tell us that when we ask when did Napoleon die, just mention the numbers, isn't it? So it is really very important. I just want to, I was here thinking, we are focusing those in senior 4, isn't it? And mine 1 to 4. And now, when I go back home, I have a boy of not prior to 1 P2 P3, where I see him not struggling when they tell me the triangle, they try to imagine, and I love it when they draw the whiteboard, that the triangle looks like this. And now when I saw those demos of yours and how they were doing it, I think it will be very, very, very good. When if that is in production, I just buy it if I'm a parent. I say, okay, you want to set trapezium, pull here. I don't appreciate it. So my worry is we are focusing senior and senior 2, say those lower primary, but what lower secondary. But what about if imagine if we start from the lowest nursery level, as we continue, they will really appreciate it more. And even the teachers in those lower classes, I always tell my teachers at my school I can't do their work. Tell someone to draw and so on. So I think that would be very good. Let's think about it. That was just my comment.
Right. Thank you so much, Doctor.
In addition to what Doctor is saying, now we are like trying to climb the tree from the leaves up there. Yet, if it was coming from down, up is not easy to struggle because now these kids will be low. Yeah, they have already gotten it from down, so it's easier. Which I'm not saying, we are not saying that it's bad. This is okay, but would you also backtrack and think about them? Then it becomes more easier now to use what we are having up here.
All right, thank you so much. So I think Dr. Isa, you will respond to some of those engaging questions, then we can take another set of questions.
Okay, I think this, thank you, Chair, thank you, colleagues. These are good comments. When I was studying mathematics, first of all, I want to say that the mathematics I have is from Dr. Edwin's head. He taught me all the course units of mathematics apart from biomath, which was taught by another person, an expert, I think, from Makerere. But all the mathematics, right from algebra, calculus, analysis, is the man. So when we are studying mathematics, one key, I think it was mathematics education, one key challenge we note is that mathematics is a language, and this language is not a usual language that people, the common man use. We use different words which someone who has not, who's not a mathematician may not understand. There are words which are only used in mathematics, and that is true. That is a concern, which of course for us in our problem we not take care of, but it is something to also think about. It's a research area we could also engage in to find a way how we can have this language. But I think it can be simplified at the application level. Someone understands when you talk of Smith-Nernst equation, because a language is built. It doesn't matter to know what does Smith-Nernst equation mean in your mother tongue, but it remains the language. You know, a language. You know that there are some words they say that is the word. Like your name, what does your name mean? So if we have the word Smith-Nernst equation and the learner knows the application, you may not need, you may not have an equivalent. Some of our languages are limited in words. You may not have an equivalent of the word Smith-Nernst equation, but we will have to go ahead and find a way of putting it to reality, so that the learner knows that when you're talking about Smith-Nernst equation, we're talking about a situation where you have two similar events, and these two similar events, you are using them to get some unknown within the situations. So in this project, that is what that is achievable. But then I agree with you that the language of mathematics is really one of the contributors to maybe the low understanding of the concepts, and that is an area we can think about in the subsequent projects. Need to focus on primary. Yes, that is true. The motivation of this is the lower secondary curriculum. So that is why we just picked up this. That was the motivation. Because this is a new curriculum and has come and has a number of demands. And one of the demands is ICT integration, then ensuring that whatever you are teaching is put to reality. And that's why we are motivated to focus on lower secondary, not even going to higher A level. But your comment is good, and we, like I've said, this is also another area we can fast track. And but the good thing, once we have this, we can now just tailor it to primary. My wife is a primary teacher of mathematics, and when we had this presentation, I told him my students have a presentation I'm going to present to the stakeholders. And when I showed him these pictures, she already bought a package. There's a package of geometry at 50,000. She bought a package of geometry. One of the students who was in charge of geometry made for her a package of geometry models at 50,000, and she's using them in her class of P5. So what you are saying is true, the demand has already been shown. But what I was telling my students here is that this could be like your project. You are there, you are doing these models to these primary schools in form of packages per topic, and then you can sell them. So that idea is there, but we can also have maybe the ICT part of it. But the models, these same models, these are the same concepts that are taught in the primary, especially when it comes to geometry. Those shapes is the introduction of mathematics. So, Chair, I think there was another hand there. Maybe you can take it on and we.
Thank you so much. Let's have two more questions, and then we can close it up from there.
Thank you very much, Chair. My only concern to Dr. Isa is the cost analysis of this, because by the look of things, CBE education actually looks to be more expensive where we are going than actually this traditional education we have been doing. So the cost analysis will some schools be able to afford some of these materials. For example, you have said these are just prototypes and you used very little money. But now looking abroad where you are going to use durable material, what is the cost analysis?
First of all, I told you we have a framework for using local materials to teach them. That framework is there. We have a booklet for it, and that caters for the cost. Now these materials, if you went to the lab, I think you have seen them.
I've seen them.
We spend a little money to have these ones, and these are enough, by the way, to teach. What we want to do to make them durable is for demonstration. Someone should see something which is durable, but he should now go and use the local material to use it. Like that, it's called a chronometer for angle of elevation and depression. If we use it, if we go to a welder and he welds it, we get a real contract and we put it there and we get a real pipe. Someone should see a real chronometer which is durable, but he should go and use the local material. And we are also going to, one of the things we are going to write are user manuals. Like, how do you develop this? So we put the procedures. And also we have some of them have links on YouTube on how to develop them. So we can also in the manual you can put those links to the manual, so that someone can go on YouTube and say, how do I design this, and the YouTube videos will take him through. So to me, I don't believe that the lower secondary curriculum is expensive. It depends on your creativity. We can use the local materials, because after all we are saying we localize the curriculum. So don't say it's expensive. We are not going to China to buy these things. We have to use the local material so that someone knows that, oh, when we're talking about volume, they will install this one. If you are teaching volume, and this one is this is 500 mils, and you're teaching volume, this is already something you can use to teach volume, and you have already localized the curriculum. So to me, I believe that the schools can manage. But now this project is giving direction on how best can you do that.
I think what I wanted to say there, Dr. Issa, yes, please. You are taking away your innovation and your money. I don't know. This is what we've been talking about. Dr. Issa, I know you've been presenting, like, I've been meeting you, and yes. I'm happy that we have the time. We can talk. Because at the end of the day, we want to see Dr. Issa, his innovation, he's getting money out of it. Now, when you're telling you, giving the direction how to do it, you are taking away your innovation. I was very happy when one of your students was demonstrating through the straw and the angles. Yes. That's a harder concept. You see. Now, if you have to produce those and target to go to change schools, you get it. That will be your money. In fact, I will be happy to come back the other years when I see the mathematical lab has all these models. They are being produced here, taken to the community to sell to the schools. They are by the directors in the school, they will be happy to buy it. I don't know, that's my thinking. When you say that you want to give it out to others to just use for free, your efforts, you are not for selling your efforts. And they'll be up to you.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor, for that. Yeah, that's the direction we talked about, which we shall take. But the spirit of RIF and MMU is in community engagement. And that's the background.
That is still community.
Like
what we are telling the other former students who presented, there's nothing for free. Otherwise, why then wasting time? So yes, there has been a problem teaching in primary, like when it comes to those angles, those shapes. Like I told you, my son, I'll be one of the first client. I will say now, instead of this guy always asking me, like when we are pulling those strips, I tell you, okay, which shape do you want? Pull here. He pulls immediately.
A package for doctor.
Okay. And he has the school. By the way, even now, I'm speaking now as a director of the school. Now, let me tell you.
Primary school.
Let me tell you. You know me, I'm a very open person. One time I was watching, so there was someone on UBC. It was, you know those abacus, how they are doing coming out those abacus. They're coming up with those toys and so on, educative toys. And the guy is making money. Good money, by the way. And schools are buying. You get a point? Why would the guy support his woman? I know when he has come up with a shape side. Now he says, sir, go where are the shapes? Put them on a bus I'm in Imbarara. How much is it?
Bring 200 pieces.
I'll take them to a school.
Doctor, you're right.
You see what I'm telling you?
We sometimes we conceptualize, but at a lower level. These things can be sold even at beyond Uganda.
Definitely. There are things we buy from China. I'm telling you.
Doctor, the issue is the economic bit. We are so much in the science, but we have not yet gone outside into now to
Listen, me, I told you when I
the
was
money
presenting,
bit.
when I was presenting here, I am a converted academician. I don't want to leave the university at 30 or 40 because I will be there teaching, becoming for person for life maybe. And I go back home, I have nothing. I don't have something to show. You get a point? I love your idea. In fact, that's why I think I've remembered Issa. That must don't give them a lot of time. Because there are so many presenters. Now, from there, that is Monday. You either want it or not. Directors of school, we shall buy those things. Because we know, I told you I have teachers, primary teachers. What they are doing, I said, but me, I think I can't do this. Because me, I teach on what? Students. And what they go through. So if you have something like that, and it's there, I'll say, okay, how much is it? I'll tell my teacher, tell me the things you want. I'll call Issa, do you have these shirts? Put them on the bus. From Fort to Mbarara, pick them, take them to my school. So let's have that mindset. Time has come that now we have to translate our ideas into a product and money. If you are saying that it's for free, the community, you're already solving the community problem. Solving my problem as a person, you form the community. But at the end of the day, even you have to earn something from your knowledge. Anyway, think about it.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We've taken it well and
Transformation is underway.
Transformation is underway, sure. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I think let's clap one more for Doctor. It's a very good elaborate presentation. Get to him and support him so that the learners at home there can find something good for them to learn. So I think we'll move into the next presenter. That is Wilson Okaka, Celia Amanya, and Grace Ankunda. That's our last presenter. Do we have them in the room? Huh? Do we have that team in the room? Wilson Okaka, Celia Amanya, and Grace Ankunda. I guess they are not around. So, given that we're coming to the end of today's sessions, I think we can move into the last component, which is going to be chaired by the session chair. I think that's Dr. Lim. That's the discussion component. Dr. Lim, are you the one managing the class session? The discussion.
We are finished.
Finished?
The other group is not here. The group is not present.
No, the plenary, I think,
is in the date.
Okay, so
and that will be after lunch.
That will be after lunch.
Yes.
But we have a component here that says discussion session chair.
That's what we have finished. Discussing the presentation.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we are members. Thank you. First of all, what I've noticed, I don't know if I'm biased, but it seems our session has been the most attended. Right? So let us. Yeah. And the presentations have been absolutely wonderful. For me, according to me, my assessment, they are better than what was presented in the last time. Is the second dissemination. This one has been better because you can see people are not just presenting papers, they are moving towards what? Products. Innovations and products, and step by step, we shall reach there. We are very, very grateful to Dr. Simon Kauma, who has been here with us. Professor, thank you for being with us and for having us. They said he's a dean of social sciences, but he preferred to be here with us, and he has been a very, very useful contributor. Thank you.
goes to the plenary. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe food for thought. What innovation do you think has not been solved? And do you think technology can solve it? Do you think the theme of today could solve that next challenge? So as we get out, think around those lines and see what technology can change in what happens in human life. That will be a very good thing that we will keep discussing, and maybe one of you could pick it up and we have a solution to the world. Have a great afternoon.
So we are moving down to the main conference.